MMI is another example of a microbrand that understands that re-releasing the same old boring cookie-cutter designs is pointless, so they have genuinely tried lots of new and fun approaches to their models. I covered the white washi dial some time ago with its amazing lume, and today I have the amusingly named Cuttlechron, which sounds like a robot friend in a 60s sci-fi movie, but it's not that. It's related to a common friend for all of us here in Australia of the cuttlefish, which we'll return to. There's of course an elephant stomping around here, and it's a big square one, which has a knob in a strange place, and you not want it to land on your foot, that's for sure. I know a lot of people that likes these types of slightly larger watches, and that's great. I'm not one of those, but once again I get exposure to a type of watch that I would not necessarily buy, but I get to research, film and bring to you on this channel, which is one of the reasons I do this, and I consider myself lucky to do so. If this is the first time you've come across this brand, they've released a number of watches now, so you shouldn't have to worry about whether yours will arrive or not. The steel one is available for outright purchase, and so is this bronze one. You can expect delivery in January 2025. The bronze is easily my favorite, so I will cover that mainly today. So let's bid the Cuttlechron CCB-01 a fond welcome to this planet and see what fun it brings to us Earthlings. Size is particularly topical here since it is so unusual. Whether you measure across or top to bottom, you'll get 42mm regardless. It makes sense with these proportions to have a 22mm lug width, and it should be easy enough to find this size. That said, I love the rubber strap attached. Including the crystal is 12.5mm thick, and on the rubber strap it's 116 gram. On bracelet it's 169 gram. Perhaps rather surprisingly for such a diving focused watch is that it's quote-unquote only 150m water resistance, but I'm sure that'll be just fine for anyone buying this watch. Getting closer to the dial, we see what has become a bit of a calling card for MMI in its unusual date complication. You'll find this inner ring with numbers from 1 to 31, which for even a person of average intelligence such as myself, you can rather quickly work out relates to the days in a month. There is an orange marker behind holes cut into the dial. If you're curious, should you be in a month of 30 days, you will need to manually adjust the date by 1 day, and hopefully you can survive such an inconvenience. Another mildly interesting detail is the marker that ties the applied and loomed indices in with the retort. They are carved out of the steel and stick out by a small amount. So there are some unusual things on display here, which is always appreciated. With all this stuff going on, it's wise to keep the print to the logo and automatic only, I feel, and well done for not overdoing it here. It also looks like we get bronze or at least bronze colored hands to match the case and indices, and only the orange seconds hand matches the date indicator, and it's a great look. You can also get this bronze version with a yellow, lime green, a darker green and blue, but this black is the one that I would choose. The single dome sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating is effective and attractive, and it's set in a bezel that's an absolute pleasure to manipulate. It has just the right resistance and is nothing short of brilliant, and particularly since it also lines up properly, unlike 80% of the Seikos you've owned. Whilst this square case is definitely down to taste, the bronze used is really nice. It is the CU-SN8, which should look even nicer with age, and of course you can always restore it with some lemon juice to its almost rose gold appearance to start with. I'm not sure how well the bezel will keep performing, but even with the patina building, so long as you move the bezel every now and then, you should be fine. Bronze is slightly out of fashion now, but I still wear my lovely Oris regularly, and whilst I've said this before, I'll never sell it. I think bronze with some patina is a fantastic look. The screw-in crown is not easy to use, but to be honest, it's the sort of thing that watch reviewers would highlight, and to a normal person it's really not an issue. Perhaps a very slight step for the date setting is a tad inconvenient, But overall it's fine, and the lume is a fun little detail, which I'll return to. The back has the alien creature very common in Australian waters in the cuttlefish. Cuttlefish have large W-shaped pupils, 8 arms and 2 tentacles furnished with denticulated suckers, with which they secure their prey, and this is all according to Wikipedia. The unique brown pigment the creature releases from its siphon when alarmed is in short the Latin sepia, which now refers to the reddish-brown color in English. So you might be watching a watch review here, but consider yourself armed for the next pub trivia. Behind this awesome mollusk we'll find the Miyota 9015 Premium Movement, a classic amongst microbrands for its reliable and thin movement with about 42 hours of power reserve. The watch sports this ventilated rubber strap, which I like very much with its almost shark gills look. It's all unsigned and basic, but it is quite comfortable. Should you go for the steel version, you can choose a bracelet with quick release spring bars, screw adjustment and a quick adjust clasp. It's very good, but personally I think a bracelet looks odd on a square watch, but that's your call. The lume is very good. MMI always nails this. You can buy your Cuttlechron right now for the excellent price of $387 for a January 2025 delivery. And if you fancy this bronze one as much as I do, you can order that for just under $426. Both are set to increase around $130 when stock has been received, so if you like it, it's a good time to get in. But even if you're watching this video in 2025 or later, it's still a good price I think for what you're getting here. So what you are getting is an attractive and unusual watch that will draw attention from your friends and colleagues. It could be an everyday watch for sure, but probably likely to be more of a sometimes wear. The bronze in particular should be fun to see slowly change, but if you're not into that, steel is your friend, and you can always match that with any 22mm strap you want. So what about you? What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching. I will catch you next time, unless a cuttlefish catches you first.